Hey Crafty Dolls, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Michawn and I love creating all things high-end home decor using really affordable items. But if you're not new, hey doll, hey. So in today's video, I have another round of fall DIYs for you. Again, it is a Kirklands inspired video. I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. Also, it is part of a collaboration with some of my friends here on YouTube. I will have the playlist linked in my description box below, as well as pinned to the comments, so you can get all of your fall decor inspiration for the season. Make sure you head over to those ladies' channels, check out all of their DIYs, make sure you tell them I said hello. And if you come from the playlist, hello, welcome, thanks so much for spending your time with me. With that being said, if you love this video, I would appreciate if you gave me a big thumbs up. And if you're new, I love what you see and love all things DIYing on a budget, I would also appreciate if you consider subscribing and hitting the bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. First up, I saw this really pretty tapestry wall art, and mine is not gonna particularly look like this, but it's just inspiration. $50 I wasn't going to pay, and I wanted to make it more fall, so I'm going to take this pumpkin that I got from my local bargain hunt store. It cost $4, and then I got this silkscreen stencil from Amazon. I believe it's only $7. First, I'm going to paint my pumpkin using my Waverly chalk paint in white. I really love these wood pumpkins because they stand on their own. I brought several of them a couple of years ago, and I still have plenty to craft with. Anyways, I gave my pumpkin 2 coats of this white, and I only did the front face of it. I did not do the sides of it at all. Then I'm going to take that silkscreen stencil, it has an adhesive backing, and then lay it smooth the way that I want on my pumpkin. This DIY is super simple, you guys, so get a silkscreen stencil from Amazon. Then I'm going to take this Chalk Couture paste. It's Shimmer Harvest. I got a Chalk Couture, like, not a subscription, but I just did the trial version where I was just doing one silk screen a month for $20, and I have a bunch of these sample pastes. So anyways, I just put it over the front of my stencil. The stencil from Amazon came with this little squeegee, so I just rubbed it all on there, removed my stencil, and this is what it turned out to look like. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the shimmer look of this. This gold color is super, super pretty, and I just love this. I think it'll be great with a trio of pumpkins.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me from all those lonely nights and heartbreaks. And I feel misplaced without you. Why don't we go?
Next up on Kirkland's site, I saw this arched pumpkin wall plaque, and I thought it was so pretty. So I'm going to use some 20mm half wood beads and an arched wall decor piece that I got from Walmart or Target's Dollar Spot for $5. Now I'm showing you the difference of the 16mm and the 20mm half wood beads. This is what the difference looks like, and for this project it was much easier and better for me to use my 20mm half wood beads because they took up a little bit more space. So all I did is just line them up on the side of my my arch sign and just use some hot glue. You can use super glue gel if you want, but I'm just going to go all the way around and use hot glue. This is what it looks like after I was complete. Then I'm going to paint this using my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I also did 2 coats on this as well. Now to get into the little creases and crevices in between those beads, I used a smaller detail paintbrush and just got all in between there, and I did 2 coats for that as well. After it dried, this is what it looks like. Super pretty. I also did the sides, but left the back plain. So then I'm going to take this locally grown calendar from Dollar Tree. This is new to me, and I'm going to use the Count Your Blessings page out of this. And I guess this is decoupage. I don't really do this that often because it tends to take a lot of time for me. As you can see here, I'm trying to make this look as natural and as how can I say this, high end, but it looks like it's supposed to be high end kind of project, if that makes any sense. So anyways, what I do is just cut down all the pieces that I need, and after some time, attention, and figuring out how everything was going to fit on this sign, I just cut all the pieces down as singular pieces. So Count Your Blessings is alone, and then I have those 2 pumpkins by themselves, and then I cut off some of the greenery and just attach it to the top, the larger pumpkin at the top. And then to adhere everything, I'm using a generous amount of Mod Podge on the back of everything, and then I am going to go over all of the pictures with another layer of Mod Podge itself. The way I apply Mod Podge is I put it to the back. You can add water if you want, but I don't need to do that. I've never had an issue with tearing. So I put it to the back of my my paper, and then I lay it down, and then I put more Mod Podge around the edges and on the ends of my paper, so that way it sticks and stays and I don't get any bubbling, and it's been working well for me. And then I go back over the entire thing after I feel like it's dried for a few minutes with just an enormous amount, not an enormous amount, but a good amount of Mod Podge to cover the entire sign. And that's what I did. And I actually let this dry overnight. And this is what it looks like after it's dried. And it has this like shiny, shimmery look to it. I don't know. It's really cool. It feels like dried. You know, when you were a kid and you put Elmer's glue on your hand and let it dry? That's kind of what it feels like. Anyways, after that was done, I took some antique wax paint and a small chippy brush, and then just decided to do some distressing on my beads and around really the whole sign. I did more heavy distressing around the beads and then a lighter distressing on the picture. And it just turned out so well. You wouldn't even be able to tell that this was a Dollar Tree calendar page unless, you know, you have this. But I love this. I think it's a great dupe, and it's super pretty.
Go back to, why don't we go back to, never wanted to end it like we did. I guess shit happens for a reason, but it's like something feels different from back then. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go.
For my next inspired sign, I saw this 3 pumpkin sign on Kirkland's site. I thought it was really pretty, but I'm just going to take a different approach to it. So from the Dollar Tree, I have this sign, and then from Hobby Lobby, I have these craft pumpkins that were $1.99. Then I'm going to take these 3 colors. I have this pumpkin, scallion, and agave chalk paint color, all from Waverly. I picked them up from Walmart. So I'm just going to paint one each pumpkin one color. So I have 3 pumpkins, and I did 2 coats for each of these pumpkins because they needed it. Then after that, I am going to go ahead and take a small paintbrush and some white acrylic paint, some white chalk paint, and just do some detailing of my pumpkin. So I just do kind of like the grooves and the lines on the front of the pumpkin and on the stem, on the bottom of the pumpkin. And then I go back with my chippy brush and that antique wax paint color again, and then just do some heavy distressing and dry brushing on there just to get a better like a rustic farmhouse kind of look to it. I was really trying to go in that direction with this sign, and I really like how these pumpkins turned out. I'm always kind of shy, believe it or not. I'm kind of shy doing some distressing a lot because I don't want to mess it up, because I feel like there is a perfect way to do distressing. If you get my drift, you get my drift. If you don't, I mean, just keep doing you, boo. But anyways, this is what my pumpkins look like. And then I also painted my Farm Fresh word. I had this in a pack from Dollar Tree. I just have a bunch of these. And I painted that with my antique wax color again. Then I'm just trying to decide how I want to put my pumpkins on here. I thought it would be fun to make them kind of not catty corner, like lopsided, like put them sideways, look like they're falling or bouncing or whatever. But in the end, I just decided to put them straight. How would you put them? Would you like make them different, like sides or going different directions, or put them straight the traditional way, I guess you would say? I don't know. Anyways, I just hot glued those down into place, and then I adhered my Farm Fresh phrase with some super glue gel, and I always put a paint bottle on top to hold it in place. Then I wanted some bows, so I have some black and white buffalo check bow ribbon, but I didn't have enough to make actual like simple bows. So the trick to that is to just tie it in a knot, but don't tie it too tight, and just tie it in a little knot and then ducktail the ends, and then it'll look like a bow. And then I just hot glued that to the top of the blue and the green pumpkin. And then I did a shoestring twine bow for my orange pumpkin, hot glued that to the top. And that's it for this one. I did made a beaded hanger with 3 wood beads. And yeah, I really love this. It's super cute.
I don't feel like waking up without you by my side. I still see your silhouette. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go?
For my last DIY today, I decided I wanted to go ahead and make a wreath. Believe it or not, you guys, I haven't made a wreath in a long time. So this one caught my attention on Kirkland's site. So I'm taking this beaded wreath that I got from an actual, not a thrift store, but like an antique shop. It was only $1 actually. And then from Walmart, I have this like sunflower and eucalyptus kind of pick. This was $3.47. And then I have some eucalyptus leaves and just some other fall, picks and stuff for good measure if I needed them. So the first thing I did is actually, I'm going to cut off the pink looking flowers on both of those larger picks because I don't want those in that. I'm looking just for it to be more of a neutral fall kind of tone to it. And the trick to these, if you're not going to cut off any of your stems on your pick, then you want to fan out the florals on there. And then the easiest and best way to attach them if you're doing a big wreath like this is to attach them with some zip ties. So that is what I did after I fanned them out, and then bend my stem to manipulate it to the half circle that I needed. I just attached them to the beaded wreath with those zip ties, cut down those zip tie tails so that they were not exposed. Then I also made a burlap bow because the Kirkland's one had a burlap bow, but I am not going to make you guys sit through that. I heard my back is hurting from trying to make this bow, y'all. I'm just not very good at them. So anyways, I just copied it as best as I could, and this is what I came out with. But yeah, so also to my wreath, I added a little bit of those eucalyptus picks that I had just to get a little bit more greenery in there. And then for my burlap bow, I attached that together with a chenille stem, and then I tied that onto the back, and that's it for this one. Super easy to create, really, really pretty, and you can get that high-end look for less than $10. That's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you check out the playlist. Be blessed, stay safe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.
Honestly, I'm open wide. I don't feel like waking up without you by my side. I still see your silhouette. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to your bed?